after New Year's, we're down in downtown Detroit to see the Historical Museum. That's the address if you want to come on down. Recently celebrated the 100th year anniversary. It's pretty busy here today.
Thank you. And then I'm just going to give you a receipt and then a copy for us for you to sign. Okay?
Start with the Penobscot building. Apparently the official animal of the city of Detroit is a seal. Interesting. Gonna cheat a little bit and go into the museum store first. How about that? Cool hat, bro. I'm actually wearing this exact hat right now. Very nice.
Yeah, your benefits are active as of right now, so there's nothing more you need to do, like, for
Hey there.
if you use the benefits in the store, for instance. Yeah.
Some neat Red Wings items. Faygo soda. And don't call it soda because in Detroit they call this stuff pop. Okay? Nice sweater. I like that. Very cool. Yes, lots of sporting goods in here. Nice older jersey. Nice keychain there. It's a street sign for Woodward Avenue. Nice car items here. Automotive. Old beer factory.
Could you help me with my skin?
Made right here in Detroit are these snacks made by the Better Made Company.
And then I put it in my shampoo.
A local favorite, to be sure. The old Negro Leagues team logo. Very nice. Nice Detroit Tigers jacket here. City seal and city flag. So apparently they changed this large circular room, the first one that you go into. For a long time it had sports items in this behind this glass, and now it's got artifacts representing fashion at the old department store called Hudson's. If you're a long-time resident of Detroit, then you know that name. You hear people talking about it. Apparently they had a line of teddy bears.
No. What do we go to now?
This was Christmas time at Hudson's.
We wait in Santa's at the very end.
Different years are depicted here.
Thanksgiving Day parade and he comes
2005.
Well, they give him a key.
So I'm sure that people collected these.
I think we had those.
And this must be somebody's collection that they've loaned to the museum. There's a depiction of the store being constructed in 1928 downtown. It actually had a pretty high amount of floors on it. That's before that was actually finished, of course. Here's a nice fire truck toy. And here's an erector set locomotive. That is very large. That's about 2 feet long, not including the tender. That's apparently what it came in, I'm guessing. Nice box there. There's one of the plaques that was on the building at one time. Very nice. Nice depiction. Nice Ford tri-motor plane. Very cool. Take a look in the Motor City music section. Love this picture of the Flame Show Bar. Very nice. This room is spacious. Got all the legends of Detroit here, like Aretha Franklin. Let's see if you can see it properly. There you go. The Supremes, Diana Ross, Bob Seger, Ted Nugent. Not often heard of nowadays, but the Motor City Madman, Madonna, Derek May, Alice Cooper actually has a radio show on WCSX 94.7 in Detroit. Very nice, very nice. Here's Bob Seger again on Woodward Avenue. Very nice. Iggy Pop and Stevie Wonder, of course, has a big mural downtown. Takes up the entire size of a building, a fairly large building down there. Acres. Hitsville, USA, Motown. Also have Eminem as another famous area musician, if you will. If you like rap music, that is one for you. Pretty cool. Alvin's. Nice carpet, has a shape of a LP record. Paradise Theater. It's a really nice looking poster there. In case you wondered what country we're in, there you have it. Here's the automotive showplace section of the museum. Generally this spot is reserved for maybe one car. It stays there for about a month and then it changes. Well, now it's 1963 Chrysler Turbine. Very nice. Kind of looks like a Ford Thunderbird from that time period. Early to mid 60s. There's one of these at Stahls Museum in Chesterfield, I believe. Who knows, this might be that very car. A couple of posters from the Woodward Dream Cruise. That's Ferndale. The lower section of Woodward. Beautiful banner there. That's really nice. Nice Ford 39 Ford Street Rod, that looks like. Very nice. Very cool neon sign there. As well as one here. Very nice. Here's a section for Woodward Avenue. Nice street sign there. And signs like that, there are a few of those actually out on Woodward right now. All American Road. Here's a 1960 car wash with some 50s cars about. See if we can focus on that. Nice 58 Chevy among them. Here's a nice picture featuring some Ford street rods there. Lead sled Mercury involved. It's a nice assembly line here for Cadillac. And it's a body drop, so you can see this body suspended there should drop onto that chassis. The next body drop is allegedly in a little over 4 minutes there. The only problem with that is it's temporarily out of order, as in it has never operated in the time of my residence in the Detroit area. I've been here for years, so I don't think there is any intention on getting that thing going again. But if you've been here when it was operating, that must have been pretty neat. Nice Hudson neon and a garage one over there. Take a look at the Red Wings exhibit here for the 100th anniversary. They're having an exhibit, the Winged Wheel. Hockey Town. Joe Louis Arena sign here. where they used to play. Here's a nice organ and the colors of the Red Wings. Very cool. They love it. It's a nice TV going on with video. Replicas of the Stanley Cups that they've won over their history. It looks like they've been champions 11 times. Most recently being 2008. Use the logo at 100. Replicas of the banners that are hanging in the hockey arena. Ted Lindsay, Steve Yzerman, of course, the most recent player that you would know. There's Gordie Howe. From the 40s to the 70s, Terry Sawchuk. Alex Delvecchio. And this overlooks Woodward Avenue. Some jerseys. There's Nicholas Lidstrom and Steve Yzerman. Look like heading upstairs there. One of the celebrations from 1997, 1998. It appears to be a shortened version of Mike Vernon, goaltender, wearing number 29. Here's some nice jerseys from the Grind line. Draper, Joey Kocur, and Kirk Maltby. I actually have a Maltby jersey. Here's the different sirens that might go off. When the Red Wings score a goal or win the game, you will hear that sound. It's exciting, right, Mike? Yes, it is. Very cool. A couple of current Red Wings players. You have Lucas Raymond on the left and Moritz Seider. Good players, very solid. There's a Patrick Kane jersey. He's almost got 500 goals in his career. So that's going to be a nice milestone. One of the most popular Red Wings ever is Sergei Fedorov. That's a 1997 game-worn jersey. And here's 4 other Russian players that were there at the time. I actually have the Fetisov jersey in white. Number 2. Apparently at one time this was the item used before Zambonis were devised. Here's a view of the body drop. If that were to ever happen again, that's what you would see, the body being applied onto the chassis. Moving along to the next section, we have the Arsenal of Democracy. Back in World War II, this area was active in constructing materials for the war effort, including B-24 bombers. This was Willow Run, famous manufacturing site for B-24s. Here's some fighting equipment, including helmets, 90mm anti-aircraft gun. Here is a Liberator, a B-24 bomber. I don't know why it is in that pose, but it has been for quite a while. It looks like it's not a good position for the plane to be headed in, but it gives you different angles. Very cool. Here's a Sherman tank M4. There are some M3s that were being assembled at the Detroit Arsenal in 1941. Landing craft vehicle. And here is a Dodge weapons carrier truck. Cool bomb, bro. Nice. Alright, over here there are rivets in this case. And these would be used to make up holding the B-24 Liberator together. And allegedly, there are the number of rivets involved in one plane. Now, can you guess how many that might be that are in this case? Well, if you guessed that there would be 303,000 of them, then you're right. That doesn't seem like there could possibly be that many in there, but close enough. Nice old radio, General Electric. 1975 Detroit skyline with the Penobscot building prominent there. And there it is in 2016. Freedom March in 1963 in downtown Detroit. Led by Dr. Martin Luther King, of course. Here you can see the Fox Theater, which is still here now today, on Woodward Avenue. If you go back far enough, there was a TV show for kids back in the 60s called Bozo the Clown. That was something done here, apparently. Album cover of the MC5. Another Detroit act. One of my favorite things here at the museum is the Glancy train display. A large layout with different operating trains. There might be quite a bit of footage here. Oh, it's just changed into night. The old carnival ride from the World's Fair back in the day, that's still along I-94. Apparently more than half of this layout is inoperable today. Unfortunately. Apparently that train is derailed. Not going very far there. now a comic book area. Apparently Detroit had a hand in comic books. Hopefully you can read this or rewind it or whatever you've got to do. Looks like the spaceship from Futurama, the animated series. Apparently the Simpsons have some connection here.
You probably know it's worked more hours than the Simpsons ages, right?
Worst couch gag ever.
Wonder Woman, Superman and Batman. Dr. Octopus, never even heard of that one. Here's some concept art for Batmobiles. Very nice. Some kind of a take on Batman as a cartoonish version. Yeah, that's a cool character there. There's another B-24 bomber up there. Very nice. Also, we have a depiction of Detroit in the earlier days. The days of cobblestone streets. There's an office supply store there. Let's see what's in there. Different things, typewriters, writing instruments, inks. Storekeeper there. Early letterbox here. U.S. mail. Lift up. Drop your letter in there. Next door we have the dentist. Some unpleasant looking operation going on in there. Kid's got a headache already. Or a toothache rather. A depiction of the Grand Trunk Railroad's passenger station. Now a saloon in there. Cool hydrant, bro. Kind of short there. This is a nice five and dime store. Kresge's selling low cost items. We all miss these stores that disappeared in the 80s. They were good while they were around. Drugstore. Old streets of Detroit. Bicycle store here. See what kind of bikes they had there. Maybe not the best variety. That's what they had back then. Christmas time down here, of course. Now we're going into where they had stumps, wood stumps for a street surface. Here's a nice fountain. Toy store there. And no, it's not anything like Toys R Us, which also doesn't exist anymore. Nice dollhouse though. Dolls of the day. Let's see what's on this side. For boys, you've got military, army kind of things there. Nice little cannon. horse-drawn buggy back there, some kind of fire apparatus, fire trucks of the day, milk carrying horse there. It's kind of a nice little building there. I like that. Nice little storefront for fancy goods. I like the light pole back then. That would be candle lit, I believe. Nice color chair. Sculpture. Clock over there. Here's a nice shoe store here. Mostly kids' shoes. And they look like they might be from that time. Could very well be. Nice storefront. Old fire engine and a stall representing a firehouse. Big wheels there. That looks legitimately like it is authentic. Stone surface street here. So come on down to the museum and see all these great exhibits. Another Christmas street here. Beautiful lights. I don't think they would have had that back then, but it looks good now anyway. So that's going to about do it from our visit here at the Detroit Historical Museum on Woodward Avenue. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I ask that you kindly leave me a like, click for notifications, and subscribe for more great material. Thank you, as always, for watching another Street Rodder King production, and we'll see you somewhere down the road. In the Grand Trunk, supposedly passenger station, there's an actual like brewery type thing going on, and there's the Stroh's Bohemian style beer cartons. There's some other artifacts from Stroh's for beer lovers. Let's see that. Nice. With sodas, you've heard of Coke and Pepsi, 7-Up, and brands like that. How about this one? Mate Cola. A division of Stroh's. Never heard of that one. Some other breweries back in the day included Cadillac beer. How about that? Coppets, Hofburger, Standard Lager, Walker's Lager. Looks like Wumberger. A lot of German stuff. American Dutchman, Nottingham, Union Beer.